Peggy 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is WWE Superstar Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed, and I got some information for you. It's time to finish the story in WWE 2K24. Relive the greatest moments in WrestleMania history in the 2K showcase of the Immortals. From the golden era to today, the evolution of the greatest spectacle in sports entertainment is in your hands. With an epic roster of superstars and brand new match types, it's down to you to finish your story in WWE 2K24, available now.
It's the show that celebrates WWE. It's Gorilla Position.
Hello, you, and welcome to Gorilla Position. Thank you very much for hitting the download button on this, your pro wrestling / sports entertainment podcast of pleasure. My name's James D'Lo, your host and your guide through the wonderful world of WWE. Thank you for tuning into this episode 348 of the biggest and best WWE podcast in the UK, the only show of its kind to be supported, endorsed and promoted by WWE themselves. It is Wednesday, 23rd of October 2024. Another 7 days in the world of WWE is done. So there's only one thing left for us to do, and that is dive right in and chew the fat, giving you, our loyal gorillas, our takes on what we liked, what we loved, what we loathed from this week that was. A new IC champ takes the gold back to the doghouse, but will that take a certain main event Uso back into the bloodline? Motor City machine guns are taking aim on Friday nights, whilst Reed and Rollins are targeting each other on the road to Riyadh. And Samantha has dropped the mic for the final time, but Garcia has picked it up. Loads to get into, so let's get started, shall we? Joining me today in our beautiful GP studio here in London this week. Firstly, he's a rapper, he's a DJ, he's a podcaster, and you may know him as the man they call Skillit. But I know him as the man they call Skillit. I had nothing for this week.
I had a feeling. Banzai!
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
You know why I said that?
Go on.
It will actually involve my random question today, so we'll get back into that.
I've got a bone to pick with you about your random questions.
Yeah.
Recently, and we've had messages about this, they have just been Skillit's very relevant questions.
Yeah. Well, I've got a random one this week.
It better be random.
Yes.
If it's not random, I'm going to be fuming.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And finally, he's a content creator, he's a podcaster, he's a WrestleManiac, and just this week, he has celebrated, I want to say, his 8th wedding anniversary?
7th.
Oh, 7th. Mekz is in the house.
And I've met Mex's missus. She's so lovely.
She is
lovely.
She's too good for you.
I'm punching.
Yeah.
I know I am.
Hey, man, the best ones are.
Yeah,
I do it all the time.
I am 100% punching.
Yeah, we all are. Hey, the punching crew.
Yeah, boys.
Hey.
Yeah, man, it's been a very celebratory week. But yeah, it's been good. It's been good.
7 years.
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah.
So yeah, congratulations. I mean, the 7-year itch. That means.
But you look very happy.
It's
You
upon
don't
us.
look like you have 7 years at all.
She's a good one. She lets me come out and come and speak about men in pants every week, so can't complain.
I was going to say, yeah. Mekz is very happy. Yeah. Rosie's not. What would she say is your worst habit? Like, putting aside this weird lifelong obsession that we all have about wrestling.
Yeah.
Probably just that I work too hard and that I need to, like, so on Sunday.
Right, this isn't a job interview. I'm loyal.
Nah, yeah, just that it's just I'm always trying to do something. So over the weekend, I went to the spa and literally just sat in water, jacuzzi,
On your phone?
swimming pool. No, took my phone from me, everything.
Mekz
Just
got
like
the recording equipment in the jacuzzi. That's a maniac.
nah, literally just made me do nothing for
That's
like
good.
24 hours
That's
sort of
good.
thing. So, which is needed. So,
Well, it's probably because she assumed you'd vlog the whole experience.
hopefully.
Oh, here I am in a jacuzzi with my missus.
That's nice.
No, congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
man.
wicked.
Thank you.
7
That's
years.
awesome.
Great stuff. Talking of great stuff, do you know what I'm doing next Tuesday night?
No, I don't
I'm going to see some live wrestling.
Okay.
With my brother, Ben. You remember
Yes, shout outs to Ben, man.
Ben? Who I did the very first unaired pilot of GP with back in 2013.
You guys need to work together
for
more.
TalkSport. He's a great photographer.
Yeah, man.
If anyone listening, by the way, needs a photographer covering weddings, events, corporate stuff, whatever, let me know. I'll hook you up. But me and him obviously used to go to a lot of local wrestling shows when we were younger with my stepdad, his dad. So the three of us are going to All-Star Wrestling at the Assembly Hall in Tunbridge Wells on
Awesome.
Tuesday night.
Okay.
Nice.
I think it's going to be dreadful, but it's going to be a massive laugh.
You should vlog it.
Yeah, vlog it. Nah, I wouldn't do that. So, if by any chance anyone in the Kent area is wanting to go to All-Star Wrestling on Tuesday night, go on, Skills.
Can we have a review next week on GP?
I was convinced then you were going to say, "Can I have a free ticket?
Can I come?
Yeah, shall I?
I
I'll
want to
review the card.
Yes, please.
That does mean me making notes.
Yes.
Whilst I'm sitting in the crowd.
Absolutely.
The last time I saw live wrestling there, Gangrel was performing.
Crazy.
And I was front row. I mean, it was a crowd of like 60 people, and he stood on the apron. He just, he was getting the heat. He was playing the heel, and he stood on the apron and loudly shouted, "Who's the man?" And I went, "Your mum." And he smirked, which I was pleased about.
I can imagine it being quite underwhelming seeing Gangrel without the pyro and that excellent entrance and that theme song
Without-
in an indie show. Just
without the
those things.
Brood entrance.
Yeah, it just would be a bit.
And the PA system wasn't working.
He was a good worker though.
Oh, he was great.
Still is.
He was great.
Yeah.
All-Star Wrestling next Tuesday night. Tunbridge Wells, join
Awesome.
me. Anyway, I want to start, as always, by thanking our headline sponsors, WWE 2K24, the greatest ever and highest rated WWE video game of all time. You can grab your copy of the game using the link in the description of this podcast right now. WWE 2K24 is available on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. And don't forget, the all-new Bray Wyatt edition of the game is available right now, too. Mekz, because you didn't have to go to Peterborough after the show last week, so were you able to go home and play the new version of the game?
Spent about 3 hours on it, including a Hell in a Cell match between The Fiend and Uncle Howdy.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, The Fiend absolutely battered him.
of course.
Really good. The graphics for those particular characters is just insane. So
Really?
yeah, I was really impressed.
Yeah, the footage looks amazing. Oh, we can only dream of that match.
Yeah.
Bray
Shame,
Wyatt
isn't
versus
it?
Uncle Howdy, Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Jeez. Should we get to a quick couple of emails?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Bobby Bonehill writes us.
Hey, Bobby.
Well, you trampled all over the sound effect there.
Oh, sorry.
One more time, Ben. Thank you.
Hey, Bobby.
Bobby Bonehill gets 3 whooshes.
He's a good guy.
Hello, you. Firstly, you've got yourself a new gorilla, perhaps your youngest listener yet. My amazing wife gave birth to our baby boy, Harry, in August.
Whoop, whoop.
Lovely.
Congratulations, Bobby.
Congrats, Bobby. And during feeds and nappy changes, when it's my turn, we listen to GP, and he bloody loves it. Transfixed on the wonderful world of WWE. A question for the dads on the show, so me and Mekz. Well, not that you know Skills.
It's true. There's been a lot of woo, a lot of profiling and freestyling. Woo! Sorry.
You just spat on my phone. Which is better than in my face, I guess.
Bro.
So, a question for the dads on the show. At what age is appropriate to start introducing watching WWE? In all seriousness, where do I start? Would love to know how/if the dads on the show introduced WWE to their kids. And did they love it like you'd hoped? Were your wives and partners against it? You guys are doing a fantastic job as always, and I and Harry now look forward to new episodes every week. Look forward to the live shows again soon, and always appreciate office references throughout. A good idea is a good idea forever. So, Bobby Bonehill, thank you for the email, Bobby. Does Rosie get involved in wrestling?
She watches extremely casually,
Okay.
but I probably introduced it more so in my house just by giving my son moves and stuff as opposed to watching it on TV. He sees me watching it. I think I was saying last week, he just calls everything WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But yeah, he likes, obviously, as any child would, being kind of thrown around and, you know, slammed and stuff like that. So.
It's a funny thing with kids, isn't it? Like, how do you, like, I have tried, it was many years ago, but I tried showing Izzy, my eldest, it was an episode of SmackDown or something. I was like, sit down and watch this with me. And she just watched it and immediately just went, why are they pretending to fight?
If you don't mind me asking, how old was she when you
She
tried?
was probably about 5.
Oh, so she knew from then.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I sent her to her room and she's still there now. However, Martha, my youngest, like, I can tell she's quite interested. If I'm watching Raw on my phone or whatever on a Tuesday morning, she'll kind of look over my shoulder and she'll laugh a bit, but then I can tell she's kind of getting into it.
Yeah.
So why do some kids just instantly gravitate towards it, like us three did, and other kids be like, nah, it's not for me?
I don't know, like, and now it's a funny period because I think back then, 90s or whatever, like everyone kind of gravitated to it and maybe just moved away from it at their own pace, sort of thing, if they did. But yeah, now it's like at 5, how would you know that's not real? Which is crazy.
Yeah. So Bobby, I don't know what the answer is. I just put on a match you love.
That's right.
Nothing too violent. Like, you don't want that when the kids are young. But I mean, what, Harry's 2 months old? So I think you got some time. But if you can get him into wrestling and bring up a new generation of fan,
That'd be great.
and it's so easily accessible now.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on. James Crouch has been in touch. Hello, chaps, and hello, you. Day One Gorilla here, loving the show. And to clarify, I am a tit man. I also trust in trips. Lol. I don't have many friends who are into wrestling, and I'm not ashamed to admit and tell them I love the product as a 38-year-old man, so listening to you guys is my release. I've tried to pass the torch on to my son. Oh, there's a real theme here. I've tried to pass the torch on to my son, but he isn't having any of it. Him and Izzy should maybe get together. Anyway, the reason for my email, I'm going to go with a left field pick for my Hall of Fame match. Adam Cole versus Pete Dunne at Survivor Series 2019 has to be one of my favourite matches of all time. And my feeling is that Trips was responsible for that because they were both on the main roster for NXT. Let me know your thoughts. Also, before I go, can we have a monthly special of James making calls to family members, part of GP? We've had Kate, his wife, his cousin, Abby, do you remember on the SummerSlam reaction show, who saved my bag that was lost on the train? And more recently, his mum, she called last week. Classic. Who's left behind the forbidden door? Keep up the good work and much love, James Crouch from Southampton. Thank you. Who should we get from my family?
Ben.
He's testing your bloodline there.
He is.
He's tested to see how many cousins you got.
Maybe brother Ben.
You gotta call Ben.
How about next Wednesday we call Ben and we can do a live review
There we go.
of All-Star Wrestling in Tunbridge Wells.
There we go. There we have it.
Beautiful. Sam Chapman's been in touch. Jeez, producer Ben asleep on the job. Hi guys, I've been a huge fan of the show for many years now, but this is my first email. Welcome, Sam. Thank you for emailing. Firstly, great to see Ash back on the show the other week. I look forward to him breaking down WrestleMania 41 during his next appearance. A couple of suggestions for the WWGP Match Hall of Fame. Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21.
Absolutely.
Oh,
That needs to be added to the list. He's put in brackets my all-time favourite. And for a more recent one, and this is a bit of a sleeper hit, absolutely sensational. I was there. I can't remember skills if you were there. Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan,
Oh, yeah.
WrestleMania 35
Yeah.
in
I was
New
there.
York.
That's a special moment. A great match.
Absolutely phenomenal and great storytelling.
Yeah.
Just wonderful. And now I'm looking for some advice as a new parent. This really is what is going on today. As a new parent whose son was born this summer, congratulations, Sam. How have you guys gone about letting your kids watch wrestling? My wife was fine with the idea of letting him watch young, but then after the recent Punk versus Drew, she's less keen on the idea. Keep up the amazing pod, Sam Chapman.
We should change this show to Gorilla Parent.
Yeah. Parenting advice from three nerdy wrestling fans. I mean, don't start with a Hell in a Cell.
Pick and choose, cherry pick. If you've got the knowledge of WWE for the last 10, 20 years. You know what's a fun match and entertaining. And I think start with, matches with the high spots, like the Rey Mysterio matches of old and stuff like that could be good to kind of entice a child.
So that's a really good point, and actually it connects to something I was about to say, something I've just thought of. Rey Mysterio is a great shout because of the mask, the way he looks.
Yeah.
Kids gravitate towards that kind of thing. Do you think it's a lot tougher now for kids to kind of emotionally engage with wrestling because the characters are far more real than the comic book heroes that we grew up with?
That's a good point.
That's a very good point, because
So,
I think about my introduction to wrestling was, what made me go, wow, what is this? Was Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
And then I think about the kids a bit, maybe 10 years younger than I am, like my little brother, his introduction was Rey Mysterio. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I totally agree. I think we are missing that kind of element, that's kind of what's going to stand out for children to be like, because everybody just looks...
It's like
normal.
right now,
it's like a normal,
from a child's point
it's like
of
UFC.
view, it's like you got Roman Reigns and his family that probably need like Jerry Springer in between them.
Yeah.
Like it's very real in terms of, not that character focus.
But they, it's not that comic book kind of character anymore. So I do think it's harder for kids to gravitate towards it. I mean, like you, Skills, mine was Arn Anderson in WCW.
Right, there you go.
A balding man in pants.
The enforcer.
No, but I was watching. I started with WCW, as you know, and it was Surfer Sting all the way.
Right.
And you had people like Cactus Jack, and I mean, it was far less comic book than WWE was. But the thing is, that kind of product wouldn't fly now.
But I guess the kids today have Uncle Howdy.
Well,
yeah, this poor generation. This poor generation. Nice GP match Hall of Fame suggestions there. Dunn and Cole. I'd forgotten about that, but they put on a blinder like you would expect.
Banger.
Are the three of us going to add some matches into that Hall of Fame, or is it just are we leaving it to the fans to do so?
I think we create the list from the fans.
Okay,
and then.
Maybe,
I mean, we've got to add into it.
The fans maybe make what is the short list, and then maybe we whittle it down from there, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice. Adam Tomlin emails. Thank you. He says, Hulk versus Andre from WrestleMania 3. Different style to what we're used to today, but this was the match that really got things started for WWE.
Yeah, that's true.
It's so
iconic.
True.
Yeah, iconic.
Absolutely iconic. Just phenomenal, and kickstarted the whole thing properly.
Yeah. Hulkamania was... it was already alive and well there by then, but it went to another level after that.
Yeah, sensational. Running wild indeed. As are the emails, by the way. Just quick shout out to Andy Mackey, Richard Davis, Lauren Walpole, Russell Franklin, to name just a few. Those are some of the emails I haven't managed to get to yet, but keep them coming. We genuinely love this community of fans that we're building up, and you guys and girls are what makes this show what it is. So keep them coming. Samantha Irvin has left WWE. Really surprising turn of events. It came out of the blue for us anyway, hours prior to Raw going on the air Monday night, and she's already gone. We'll talk a bit about Samantha and the incoming returning Lillian Garcia in a bit, but shall we turn our attention to SmackDown first?
Sure.
Okay. Jey Uso. The brand split doesn't mean anything right now, does it?
At
No.
all.
Like, why was he on SmackDown? It works for the story, but I was thinking, come on.
Yeah,
why is he even there?
Literally just waltzed over there. Like,
And
there was nothing that needed him, especially from the bloodline that was in the ring at the time. Like, he just waltzed over there.
Well, I think he had to address some things to get things off his chest with Solo, but it had to be the live crowd in a brand that he doesn't work for.
And
So
not
that's-
just
I think I would have preferred it if during the intro to the show, you see him walking into the arena and you have Nick Aldis going, sorry, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And he's like, I need to talk. Whereas what happened was the Wolfpack bloodline were in the ring, I think, and then Jey makes a surprise entrance.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool, but it doesn't really fit with this whole brand split at all. Anyway, Jey Uso confronted Solo Sikoa. Jay's line to Jacob Fatu.
That was great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It kind of reminded me of Samoa Joe saying to Brock Lesnar,
Look at me.
You look at me when I'm talking to you, boy.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
He was talking to Solo, but then turned his attention to Jacob, and he said, if you keep staring at me like that, I'm going to drop your ass.
at me like that, I'm going to knock your teeth out or something like that? I was like, oh.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But it was good. It was a nice segment. And then later on in the show, we had Jey and Roman backstage. And this has sort of been the longer way. And I know they're going to tease and it's eventually going to, lead to a big hug or whatever. But it was backstage. Roman said, he looked at the IC title and he said, "I'm proud of you."
That's not an apology, by the way.
No, but that
Good point.
I was like, where's the apology?
But that could come.
Yeah.
That worried me less. What? And this is really nitpicking, but I really didn't like it. I hated that Jay's response was no yeet.
Yeah. And he said it so emotionally. He's no yeet. It was like oh man, like, oh, I'm really sorry, man. I hurt him. Like he just said no yeet.
But the thing is, no words would have been more powerful than saying no yeet. I just didn't feel like it hit the mood at all.
Yeah.
And this was my whole point when this yeet stuff started. You've turned him into like a corporate, just
catchphrase
money printing machine. Yeah, it's almost like a toy. Like you pull the string in his back and he says, "No yeet, yeet, no yeet, yeet." Like, come on, he's got more to say than
That's
that.
a good idea, Mattel.
He's got more to say than that. And like you say, yeah, right at that moment, that just wasn't like an intelligent answer for someone for all the hurt you've gone through. That's not the answer you give.
That's the thing. Like when you see Jay's emotion on his face, that's when he is the best. And like his stuff with Roman, his stuff with Sammy last year was so incredible. And then just for him to say no yeet, just and Jimmy was kind of stood there smiling. Jimmy's a bit smiley for me at the moment.
Yeah, he's goofy Jimmy. That's what he is. Isn't
But that's fine. But this is a serious story. I want them to take it seriously.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
Roman's promo. Can you remember much about Roman's promo? And that's not a loaded question. I can't really.
In the ring, the one he done in the ring. So he had basically said that he's coming to acknowledge Solo. His words were like, "I acknowledge you, Solo."
Oh yes. Are you happy with that? Does that make you happy?
Solo wasn't. Solo wanted to be acknowledged as the tribal chief, and Roman couldn't bring himself to do that.
Yeah, and he said, acknowledge me as your tribal chief, or else.
Yeah.
And then there's a slight pause. Actually, come to think of it, I love this promo. and Roman says, or else what?
Yeah.
Like there were some good moments.
Good
there.
stuff. Yeah.
And I quite like the fact that Roman sort of is trying to patch things up and make Solo see the error of his ways. And he mentioned his dad.
Yes.
Which is something we talked about a couple of months ago, I think, saying that if he brings his dad into it, if he brings his uncle into it, and how he's learning what it really means to be a tribal chief and how important that is to him now, that will add a lot of emotional weight to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to be honest, I'm still not necessarily happy since he's come back, because I thought you nailed it with that suggestion, James, about this should now mention the father, his father's past, his uncle's past, and now this is really, who is the leader of this family. And they've picked up where I guess the story was leading to, but we aren't kind of understanding why Solo is the self-proclaimed tribal chief and why Roman needs that title back. I don't think they've just touched that. It's still over just the Ulafala and stuff like that, whereas they can potentially get deeper.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it was definitely good. I just, as you say, I want it to go deeper.
I think we will get there. There's many weeks before Survivor Series where we were assuming this is all heading to with the bloodline versus bloodline story. So hopefully there'll be some more promos to get a bit more deep with this. With this original tribal chief.
And from that point of view, it's building up quite nicely in that at the end of Smackers, we got the Wolfpack bloodline beating down Roman and Jimmy to end the show. No help from Jey. Had he left the arena by then?
I think so. I think when he said no yeet, that's when he left.
They hadn't showed us that he left, but he wasn't on screen after he said no yeet.
Yeah. So the assumption is he was probably still there but didn't make the save, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to talk about the tag team. So DIY defeated the Street Profits and Pretty Deadly to progress in the tag team title #1 containers
ship
tournament.
Containers. Classic.
Bless Lillian. I love Lillian.
Yeah,
I mean, she's
great.
genuinely lovely.
Of course. And she's a legend in her own right.
And she really is.
Yeah.
Whether it's her era, I don't know now. It feels like a bit of a step backwards. But anyway, we'll get to that when we talk about Samantha. But yeah, her first announcement back. #1 containers championship tournament. And then elsewhere in the night, Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin defeated A-Town Down Under and Los Garza to progress in the tournament as well.
What's your thoughts on... Let me just jump in there. What's your thoughts on Motor City Machine Gun debuting on YouTube? The released clip before SmackDown.
Oh, meeting Nick Aldis. My first thought was Vince would have a heart attack seeing how much smaller they are than Nick Aldis. And he would have put them on boxes. So they're taller than Nick. So that happened just on YouTube. And then we got the debut. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a surprise.
Yeah.
I guess, everyone knew it was going to be them. So it didn't really bother me.
Okay.
Skills coming to you.
Yeah, man.
Big fan of this tag
Well,
team. What do you think of this debut?
I was a big fan in their heyday, in the TNA early days from 2006 to probably 2009, 10-ish. I was a massive Motor City Machine Guns fan, and I was always wanted to see them in WWE one day. I felt like this team really transformed tag team wrestling in America. I think you got the likes of Young Bucks who are an amazing tag team, probably arguably the best tag team today, who took a lot of their in-ring work from Motor City Machine Guns. So it's good that we have them finally making the big, reaching the WWE pinnacle right now. But it's weird. I felt like, I know back in the day when they used to always hire wrestlers who had a big buzz in a different company, they would kind of debut them in a crowd that is a wrestling crowd, like a knowledgeable wrestling, so they will have a great reaction when they come out. I didn't feel that really happened with them on this SmackDown last week, so I was a bit disappointed with that. But it's great to see them there, and they're an amazing tag team. So I can't wait to see what they do.
They are, and the commentary team were putting them over big time.
Absolutely.
As you say, they the commentators were saying they're responsible for the modern tag team style.
100%.
Very much saying, but without saying, they're better than the Young Bucks.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
pretty much.
For me, when they came out, I was just thinking, it still feels like a complete novelty for Vince not to be in charge. This felt like another one of those moments. So I was thinking, this is really cool. And they're getting, the reaction wasn't huge, but I think as time goes on,
yes,
think about how DIY came in. They're becoming fan favorites now.
This is a team that probably should have made the jump to WWE NXT takeover times.
100%.
The crowd, like you're mentioning, would have
gone
eaten them up, completely.
That is correct.
Yeah.
What I also really noticed in this match, whilst it was a good match, it was almost like they were going at half speed, as in this was merely an hors d'oeuvre compared to what they're capable of.
100%.
What they can do in the ring. And I think that's just a slowly, let's introduce them, let's get them familiar with this WWE crowd. Obviously, a percentage of the crowd will know who they are, but a lot of people won't. I'm very, very excited to see them versus DIY. Could be
excellent,
absolutely sensational. Have they wrestled before?
Not that I know of.
I don't think they would have crossed paths unless like Johnny Gargano done like some.
They maybe have wrestled solo wise, but not sure as a tag team. No.
Alex Shelley was in NXT, right?
He done
in 2020 with Kushida.
He done a little bit. Yeah. Do you know he fought? What's his name? Aldis for the TNA World Championship like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was TNA champion at the time.
Talking of debuts, Lash Legend defeated Piper Niven in her Smackers debut. Have you got much to say about Lash Legend?
I think they are looking. Her and Jakara Jackson they're looking good on the main roster. They obviously not being afforded super amounts of time just yet.
But they're on TV every week.
They're on TV every week. And I think one is a testament to Lash Legend. And I had mentioned, I think like Lash Legend and Jade Cargill is a better comparison than the usual Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair comparisons we always get. They started wrestling around the same time. Jade Cargill maybe about a year before Lash Legend.
They both got a sports background, right?
They both came from basketball.
Yeah, they're both from basketball.
And obviously they took two different paths. Jade Cargill was offered a place in the Performance Center, but didn't like the shape of the contract, so went to AEW. Whereas Lash Legend is through and through the Performance Center. And I would say she's actually in ring anyway, a bit more polished, than Jade Cargill, which is a testament to the Performance Center.
Yeah.
And
this is someone that wrestled 60-something matches on TV, and we still had to kind of give her 6 months to get used to WWE.
That's such a good point.
And dare I say, maybe even more charismatic than Jade.
I agree.
Yeah.
Jade is full of aura.
Yes.
She has the look.
She has it.
But I think Lash Legend is ahead.
Lash might... She might
in
jump
terms
over.
of like personality,
Yeah.
just something that you can't look away
on the
from.
mic as well,
Yeah.
talking.
The
She
entire
might-
package. They could have given Lash Legend, like, say, I know she just won this championship, but Candice LeRae, to just, someone absolutely smaller than her to just decimate and look powerful. They gave her Piper Niven. And, she looked really good, really strong against Piper Niven. And just on a bigger scale, I just think they're finally getting things together with both the men's tag division and the women's. There's all of a sudden so many contenders. I was just watching NXT before I came here. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven came and attacked Lash Legend and Damage Control during their match. So they're trying to form some type of division, which is good.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned about the PC and coming through there, because there is going to be a time when 100% of the roster
Will be through
their NIL program and then the PC.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite exciting that
Lash Legend
she's
was
in the mix.
Yeah, she was someone that they threw on TV. The minute they turned to 2.0, they just brought up Bron Breakker. Lash Legend was one of the people they immediately brought up. She was there for about 6 months, and they said, she's not ready yet. They took her off TV for like another 6 months, brought her back, and then packaged her with Noam Dar and Metaphor and all of that stuff. And yeah, like I say, no shade on Jade, but I literally think like she's probably a bit ahead of Jade, and that's a more fair comparison because, quite frankly, Bianca Belair's an alien, in terms of what she can do, and she's so clear,
she's
so true.
You've just inadvertently come up with a new weekly feature for GP. No shade on Jade.
No shade on Jade.
I don't know what the feature entails, but it's just a title now.
I also like the water cooler segment you guys did last week.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, that was nice talking
more
about
of
Seth and Punk.
Speaking of segments,
Here
what a
it is.
segue! Go on.
I got a random question.
Hey!
Skillit's random question.
Can I just say, it really does sound like we got Macho Man to do that jingle for us.
Well, thank you.
And he's been dead 20 years.
Speaking of death of over 20 years, my random question is about 20 years ago to this day, we lost a Hall of Famer, a legend, Rodney Anoa'i, also known as Yokozuna. He died in...
Was that nearly 20 years ago?
Well, it's 24 years ago.
Was it?
24 years ago. He died in 23rd of October in the year 2000. And unfortunately, he died in, I believe, in the UK, he passed away.
Oh, okay.
It's been 24 years. What's some of your thoughts when you think of the late great Yokozuna? Some of your fondest memories, some of the matches you guys would like to talk about. Let's talk about Yokozuna, man.
The one thing that I found out later on in life, obviously he was kind of reigning when I was still very young, was that he was actually Samoan and not what they packaged him as.
And very much not Japanese.
At all. And I was like, what? This guy's Samoan?
Yes, he was.
He's from somewhere else. It doesn't matter.
Part of the legendary Anoa'i family.
You're absolutely right. 23rd of October 2000, he passed away in Liverpool.
That's right.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's right.
What a place to pass away.
Yeah.
Yokozuna. I mean, immediately, this is so obvious, but WrestleMania 10.
Against Brett.
Against Brett.
Best match. That's his best match.
Do you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's his best match.
What was the stinker at the other WrestleMania?
WrestleMania 9.
WrestleMania 9.
That
Who
wasn't
was it
any of
against
Yoko's
again?
fault. That was against Brett, and then he beat Brett, and then they had Hogan come out and beat him in like 10 seconds. Which is ridiculous.
Awful. Absolutely.
But Yokozuna
awful.
did get his lick back when he beat Hogan in King of the Ring 93 that year. And sent Hogan packing to world-class championship wrestling. So that was great.
Do you know what?
Sorry.
I've got hugely fond memories of the tag team, Owen Hart and Yokozuna.
Yes, me too.
From the mid-90s, really it was like the In Your House era. And I remember matches with Owen and Yoko versus Bulldog and...
So it was Yoko, Bulldog, and Owen, and they had a WrestleMania match against Vader. No. Was it Vader? Jake the Snake.
now.
I think Vader turned face at that time. Somebody turned face. I can't remember now.
But yeah, I used to... Yeah, where was it?
Are you talking about WrestleMania 12?
No, I'm talking about one of the In Your Houses.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, him and Owen had a great chemistry together.
Yeah. And were they managed by Jim Cornette?
They were.
Yeah.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Do you know one of my favorite things about Yoko is how menacing he was, but his theme song was very soft. And it was like a Japanese flute.
It was like it was
so
like,
lovely.
It was like Mekz and his wife having a spa day for their anniversary with Yoko's music playing in the background.
But he's going to come in and cause damage.
God, I'd forgotten about his music.
His music was brilliant. Jim Johnson, man.
Oh,
Come on.
Yeah.
Another one that
applause
needs to
for
be in
Jim
Hall of Fame. But yeah, Yoko's doing a great talent. It's a shame that he died so young. He's only 34 when he passed away.
and so that's literally 24 years ago today.
24 years ago. today.
23rd of October.
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
God bless him. Just finishing up our chat on Smackers, Cody. A meandering, forgettable promo from Cody on Gunther, his opponent at Crown Jewel. He invited Gunther to SmackDown next week. And the reason this was meandering and forgettable, and I very seldomly would say that about a Cody promo, because as we know, he's one of the best on the mic, and he can turn chicken, into chicken salad. But the reason this wasn't great is because there was no storyline whatsoever going into Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
Like, try and sell this Crown Jewel Championship belt as some magnificently expensive diamond-encrusted prize that can only be handled by security guards with white gloves.
And they must check it every 2 minutes.
Every
that it's
2
still
minutes.
in the container.
Like sell it like
God.
that all you like. But in reality, the belt currently has no value whatsoever.
Yeah.
In terms of like character and story, it just doesn't mean anything. And if it's treated as an ongoing concern throughout the year, which they might prove us wrong, but they're not going to.
No.
So it's like, why should we care?
It's going to be every year in that container.
And this ultimate prize that they call it, or something to that effect, pits the two world champions against each other. So in my mind, just devalues the two current championships.
Yeah.
What a funny idea. Do you think this has come from
Yes.
Saudi?
Yes, 100%.
Really?
I think we know at this point they tend to make demands on the show and who they want booked on the show and decisions
For
made.
the
and stuff
first
like
one, they wanted Warrior.
yeah, Amanda's not alive yet.
And Yokozuna.
Like,
And Vince is like, he died in Liverpool.
yeah, it's absolutely crazy. I actually watched back the other day Triple H's announcement from Bad Blood, and as I watch it back now, I don't know whether this is in my head or not, but when he's giving all that announcement about this title and 50,000 rhinestones and whatever he says,
Don't do the accent.
it's pretty much like, is he taking the mick here? Like, I think he's laughing at this whole thing, and he's just like, you guys can see.
He definitely doesn't like it.
Yeah, like I'm just being forced to do this.
Of course, it's part of the contract. Isn't
And
it?
the
It
fact
must be.
that he has to go in the ring in front of a live crowd. I mean, it's one thing to do it in a social media video. That would be different. But he's doing it in front of the Atlanta crowd, sold out of Bad Blood, going, it's going to be champion versus champion. Neither championship's on the line.
Yeah.
But big but. It's just
Give it a rest.
just don't like it. Don't like it. And I thought again, it plays into the story, quote unquote story, being told on TV is weak because of it. I was watching Cody's promo thinking, you literally just told me nothing. Like, I just didn't like it.
All I literally got from it was the end with Gunther's going to be there on SmackDown next week. So what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
I don't know anything else he said before that.
Yeah. Gunther turns up next week and be like, what do I want to talk about? Anything but Crown Jewel?
Literally.
Let's move on. And will he move on to Damian Priest? I think that was on Raw, which we'll get to, but Damian Priest and Gunther had a bit of a face-off.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in a rematch? Or do you think that's a step backwards?
No, I don't believe it's a step backwards. I think it's good to always encourage rematches with feuds that's happened quite recently. It's kind of like what would happen in real life in sports and boxing. You know what I mean? Rematches do take place.
And he only lost the belt because of Finn.
That's right. So now
Which is fair.
Yeah. So it's a good way of Gunther actually beating Damian Priest clean. Add that onto his record of wins. So yeah, I'd be interested in seeing that.
One thing I'm still very interested in as it pertains to SmackDown is KO. And something that you said, Mekz, about do they play his contract expiring with WWE into this storyline? Yes, potentially, because he did a video on his socials, basically saying he didn't trust WWE. He said he doesn't know when he's going to be back. Are you liking this? Are you still intrigued? Do you still think there's going to be a big reveal?
Yeah. So you talked about Crown Jewel, but yeah, there was something actually better in regards to this whole story with these three, Orton, KO, and Cody Rhodes. When Randy Orton said to Nick Aldis that I want a match of KO, and Nick Aldis said, I can't do it. Randy kept asking, I can't do it. And he said, because it's coming from above.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on?
And then
here?
Randy says, okay, I know who I need to talk to then. So obviously our mind immediately goes to Trips. Okay.
Who is a known, work dad, if you like, of Kevin Owens. Randy Orton to a degree as well. But, he literally handed Kevin Owens the Universal title.
That is true.
So...
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot about that.
I hate to say this, Mekz, but you're getting me hard again.
Yeah, that part, I was just like, it comes from above. I thought Triple H, I thought, is Kevin Owens... And remember, there was something, maybe like a couple of weeks ago, I think it was one of Kevin Owens' promos, where he said that there's something about Cody Rhodes that's not coming out or something like that. He said something that's like we're hiding something about Cody Rhodes.
They're protecting Cody Rhodes.
They're protecting Cody.
He's done something and they don't want to leak it or anything like that. He said something like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that in the video that KO put on X, he said, and I get asked not to come to SmackDown because I beat down their, he didn't say poster boy.
Their champion maybe?
No, it was
their face or something.
Or maybe it was poster boy.
Maybe it was poster boy, yeah.
But like it was a sort of derogatory way of saying, he's the chosen one.
Yeah.
And Kevin Owens is right.
This could be really interesting.
Yeah. Well, Kevin Owens is right. He's right to feel the way he does because there's so much anarchy in every episode of Raw or SmackDown. There's always something happening. So why is Owens the one being blackballed?
Blamed, yeah.
And then obviously I think to add to a bit more fire to Owens, which I think may potentially come into play with this, it's Sammy. If Sammy now joins back with the bloodline, Kevin is going to be
lose it
furious.
Well, that is very exciting, indeed. Yeah. So I'm intrigued by that story. So we're gonna get Randy Orton versus Kevin. Oh no! So Randy requested the match with Kevin Owens. Nick said, "I can't. It's come from above." Randy said, "Okay, I know who I need to talk to." Then that's where it was left, right? So this match hasn't been made official.
A Crown Jewel, maybe, because I know, again, Saudi love Randy Orton. So possibly. But, maybe Survivor Series.
Possibly.
Okay. Well, that is exciting stuff. As is, by the way, our partnership with Fanatics, the team that power the official WWE Euro shop. If you're looking for some brilliant WWE merch, get yourself to www.gp.co.uk, click the Fanatics banner and use the promo code GP15 and you'll get 15% off anything you like on WWE Euro shop. We have just ordered, what did we order, Ben? We've got the WCW cap.
Oh, really?
Hasn't arrived yet, but coming soon.
Purple and yellow?
Yep.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Very excited about that.
Was it the
Roman Reigns OTC hoodie is coming, and the Stone Cold keychain. So we're ordering merch. You need to as well. The new items include the Dominic Mysterio Latino Cheat t-shirt, the Jey Uso Intercontinental Champion Yeats t-shirt. That's a shame. That is a shame. That's bad timing. The Kevin Owens KO Blackout t-shirt, and the one I love, Stone Cold Steve Austin's One More Round, the OMR replica vest that he wore down to the ring. So good. There's no other offers on at the moment, so your exclusive 15% code is really crucial. Have a drink if you're looking for some sexy old merch and a sexy old discount. As I say, www.gp.co.uk. Use the promo code GP15 using the link on the website, and then use the promo code GP15 and you get 15% off all your merch. Thank you to Fanatics.
Starting or growing your own business can be intimidating and lonely at times. Your to-do list may feel endless with new tasks, and lists can easily begin to overrun your life. So finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything as a built-in business partner can be a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Gymshark, Rare Beauty, and Heinz, to brands just getting started. Shopify has hundreds of ready-to-use templates that can help you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand's style. And you can tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. No need to save multiple websites or try to figure out what platform is hosting the tool that you need. And if people haven't heard about your brand, you can get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you, with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm.
Samantha Irvin. So, split reactions on socials.
Okay.
Some people think she was overrated.
I disagree.
Some people absolutely think she was fantastic, a brilliant asset to the company. Some fans didn't like the emotion she brings to the table.
Okay.
Other fans thought it helped make that moment.
I think so.
Talking about Cody's big win at WrestleMania 40, obviously. To me, she brought a really unique style and her personality to proceedings, which were much needed. But the crucial thing is she gets people talking.
Absolutely.
Whether they're split, just like the biggest stars in wrestling ever, she has something about her that makes her very unique. Because everyone is, like the tweet I put out, engagement was through the roof, people arguing on the timeline back and forth for days about a ring announcer.
Exactly.
Like that's pretty rare and that's pretty important.
And that shows how special she was. She was brilliant. You know, apart from Michael Buffer, when did anybody really go wild over a ring announcer? I think she was absolutely brilliant. I think that moment with Cody, I think kind of really hit home how emotional and how well told that story was. I like the fact that she didn't shy away from being a fan. You know what I mean? She grew up being a lifelong fan.
She genuinely
was a fan. She was at
fan,
WrestleMania 13 when Stone Cold Steve Austin faced off against Shawn Michaels with her dad. Like, she posted pictures about this on her social media.
Do you mean 14?
14, sorry.
Boston?
Yeah, sorry. Austin versus Shawn, sorry. And she never shied away from being a fan. And she showed it week in, week out, how emotionally invested she was. And I think that was the perfect way to call Cody winning the title, with an emotional approach to the ring announcing. So I think she was brilliant. I don't think there's ever been a better ring announcer apart from, I don't think she's better than Fink, but she's up there. I think it's her and Fink and in the top two of WWE's best ring announcers of all time.
I would say she's the most distinctive voice in the company since Howard Finkel.
I agree.
As in the voice that perfectly encapsulates the tone and style of that era. Mm-hmm. So Fink was perfect for that era.
Exactly.
And Samantha, I feel, is perfect for this era.
That's right.
And I think it's a massive, massive loss. And I think anyone that thinks it's an easy switch just to get someone else with good diction, it's not how it works. Mm-hmm. Samantha has been an integral part to the underlying kind of emotion, like the emotion and the freedom of what we're getting in this new era.
Yeah.
Like, she was almost the voice of that. And the fact that she was given the freedom to give all the characters different, she made every announcement have its own personality. Yeah. Ludwig Kaiser being the obvious one. Yeah. But she did
Chelsea
it for
Green.
Chelsea Green. She did it for so many talents. So do you agree, Mekz?
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's a massive loss. I think, like you guys are both saying, I don't think people understand what it is to be a household name as a ring announcer. Like, ultimately, they don't want us to know who you are. Like, you shouldn't be getting over, as we say. Like, you should just be here to do your job and call those moments. And she became such an integral fixture, like you're saying, to the fact where, we saw a new concept born with her getting her own camera, us seeing her reactions and stuff like that. That didn't exist with, the announcers beforehand and stuff like that. So, I think it's a massive loss. Apparently, it's down to them not being able to contractually sort out stuff she wants to do outside of the ring, and her what's the word? commitments for WWE, you know. So she has opted apparently a year ago that she was going to step away from her contract and do this. So yeah, her and Ricochet probably knew the whole time that they weren't going to be here for much longer.
Yeah, so but to be very clear, she's not going to AEW.
No, she's not.
Ricochet even tweeted saying, don't worry, she's not coming to AEW. She's doing it to pursue her music career. Someone tweeted, like one of the news outlets tweeted, she let the company know hours before Raw. Yeah. And then she actually quote tweeted and said, months before Raw. So it's not some big falling out or anything. It just, like, to your point, it felt like under Vince, everyone was boxed in. Whereas up and down the card, throughout the presentation now, we are seeing more creative flair, more emotion from the wrestlers to people like Samantha at ringside to Michael Cole. Like, it's across the board. And I feel like Michael Cole and her, I felt really kind of epitomise what this new era is.
Yeah. And,
so I think it's a shame.
It's a huge loss.
You know, if to the point of, you know, she fell out with them or whatever, like they had Joe Tessitore do the whole, you know, we're honoured to have had her and she's moving on to pastures new. They wouldn't have done that if there was beef.
Thank you for all the incredible memories.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought they did it really nicely. Like, yeah, there was no big send off, but in a way,
she's a ring announcer at the same time. Like, and they done that, and then immediately and brought in Lillian.
They missed the trick though.
With what?
Are you about to say what I'm about to say?
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything serious. Bronson Reed should have gave it a tsunami. The tsunami from Bronson Reed.
To be abundantly clear, I wasn't about to say that.
No, what were you going to say?
No, I mean, that's a bigger missed opportunity than I was going to say. What I do find weird is that because she was such a big personality and getting over, especially after that Cody moment, because her wobbly voiced announcement, that real emotion she brought to that, just in my mind, just heightened it and made it the most incredible thing. But her getting over, Ricochet having a program with Logan Paul, Logan Paul kind of bringing Samantha Irvin into it.
That's a good point.
But they only scratched the surface with what that could have been. I thought they were going to tell an incredible story that could have perhaps even given Samantha bigger opportunities to do more of what she wanted to do. I don't know. It feels like a bit of a misstep, that one.
I agree.
Yeah, I do think so. And that's what I think as well. Even if you wanted to pursue a career in singing or whatever, that like Netflix and that audience would have probably, you know, helped to some degree as well. But no, this is someone that's a true fan. Mark Henry brought her in.
Yes.
She was meant to come and wrestle and ended up as a ring announcer. And
did Mark Henry bring her in?
Yeah, it's part of his trophies.
And he brought in Bianca Belair.
And Jade Cargill. Yeah.
Mark Henry's doing really well, man.
Yeah. So, that's what she was meant to do. But she's someone that was on, was it America's Got Talent? Like, she's always wanted to sing. If you see her Instagram, like she was posting singing videos from time ago. When I went to Wale Mania,
she sang over the Razor Ramon theme.
Right? She sang and played the flute to the Razor Ramon theme. Like she's got real musical talent. So.
She's got incredible talent. Lee Sanders emails in. And he actually writes, Lee Sanders emails, swoosh. Hello, gents. Can I just say that Samantha Irvin has been a breath of fresh air whilst ring announcing for WWE. I have rewatched clips of her announcing and her reactions many times. And although I'm happy she's moving on to pursue her other projects, I'm also sad she won't be with WWE for any longer. Can I suggest a round of applause for her? Regards, Lee. And he's actually put... If no one else has seen it, can I suggest you search her Bad Guy song, great voice, over the Razor Ramon theme. So that was, Wale Mania in Philly.
I was singing it for the rest of the Philly trip when I was there.
It's incredible. Yeah. For balance, though, I want to read out one email from our old friend Emmett Bradshaw. It's going to be a long one. Hi, James and crew. Me again. Sorry. I figured you might discuss Samantha Irvin on this week's pod. I've only ever seen universal praise for her. Am I the only person who's not on board with the Samantha loving? Don't get me wrong. She's a very good ring announcer, one of the better ones WWE has had. Her delivery for title matches always felt big time, and you can tell she was doing the best she could to make the occasion feel important, as all good ring announcers should. But the viral ringside reaction videos of her have really gotten on my nerves. After the first one went viral, there's nothing authentic about doing it after that. I'm trying hard here to avoid any extended rant on a wider reaction video culture that exists on social media, which does my head in. I read that she has a background in musical theatre, which makes me even more sceptical. I always felt she was trying to outdo herself each week. This culminated when she pretended to cry and lose her voice when Cody pinned Roman. I hated this call. Come on, Emmett Bradshaw.
She did not pretend to cry.
It was the biggest WWE moment in decades, and within seconds of the pinfall, my attention was diverted from Cody as I thought, wait, what's happening to Samantha? Is someone from the crowd attacking her? I'm sure she was trying to create an epic moment, but it wasn't necessary, and it was actually a distraction. When it comes to commentators, backstage interviewers, and ring announcers, the true greats are distinctive, convey the right amount of screen presence, and always elevate the real stars of the show without her detracting from it and trying to get themselves over. I feel Samantha always had those qualities, but failed on the final point. I would be curious to hear from you guys on this, and see if I'm onto something or if I'm just a middle-aged grump who's out of touch with the reaction video scene. Love the pod as always, and you guys always. Cheers, Emmett. I think that was harsh. I do fully appreciate that once one reaction video goes well, WWE/her...
Do it again.
Let's do it again. This is working.
Yeah, he's got a point there.
But I'm sorry, with anything in entertainment, anything creative, if something works, you do it again.
Rinse and repeat.
If it has an audience, you build on it. So I don't think we can.
And I don't think that was fake tears.
No, I don't
think that was an act. I think she was genuinely engrossed into the storyline and was really happy and chuffed for Cody.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, being there on the night, like the emotion of that match, the occasion, the story, Cole on the 3 counts going, finished the story. And then Samantha, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it, and then Samantha's voice breaking as she announced him as the winner after this 2-year odyssey.
Exactly.
Like,
and Cole was crying, and loads of people were crying. It wasn't just Samantha. Loads of people were crying.
That is magic.
Yeah.
That is, I don't think she took away from the moment at all. So I think it's a real loss for WWE. Of course we'll move on because you do. And as much as I love Lillian Garcia, and I think you said it, Skill, she's a legend in her own right, and she had many great years with WWE. But it feels like a bit of a step backward. I just don't know if it feels like her time.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
That's the thing. Samantha was part of this new school kind of reality era where, like Emmett is just saying, she has kind of become the content that WWE are also posting. There's a bit of there's a youthful kind of exuberance about Samantha as well.
Yeah.
Which Lillian might just come in like you were kind of mimicking earlier. You just know her voice, you know her mannerisms and everything like that, and it represents a certain time. And she was great. Again, one of the best that have ever done it. But we want to kind of move forward and not kind of pick up people from the past and stuff like that.
Well, maybe that's what they're working on. Maybe.
Well, but she's full time.
Oh, Lillian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's announced it on her socials. There was a pitch with Triple H backstage. Yeah, the old pointing pic. And also, I mean, the biggest concern is that backstage, the crew are going to be like, oh, God, we've got to throw together a containers match now. Quick, where do we get containers from? No, I really love Lillian, and she's been on the show many times. I've chatted to her a lot at shows. She's so sweet, and I would love to get her on the show to talk about this sort of journey back to WWE. She hasn't full-time ring announced for them. She's done the odd pop-up appearances, haven't she? But she hasn't been full-time for 8 years.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to know how it came about and why ultimately they decided to go back to Lillian.
Back to her.
I mean, she's a legend.
Totally a ledge.
So she can still do a good job.
And she might be there for a wider project. Like, if you ever do watch any of those other like NXT Level Up, Main Event, all of these other side stuff that WWE do, they have commentary people that you have never heard of, ring announcers you have never heard of. They're always trialing these people in and out. So she could be even there to like assist Michael Cole, because that's like Michael Cole's main role, to train all these other guys. Like, she might be there to kind of create that next generation, whoever that next person is going to be.
Well, apparently she was very clear in her contract. She said to Triple H, you don't want me involved in speed, do you? I really can't. Anyway, Monday Night Raw, let's talk about it. I loved that the first hour of this show sprinkled, salt and peppered throughout the first hour, they kept going back to Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed.
Chaos.
And it is the chaos. And it's that thing of like, you've got this live show happening, you've got these people with animosity in the same building. They're not just going to stick to one segment. And that's why I loved it. And it got to the point after 60 minutes of the broadcast, it kept happening. And then Adam Pearce just went absolutely mental out the backstage.
I loved that.
He is.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
He is brilliant.
He's brilliant.
And he said, he threw them out of the building. And so
you're going to have your match. Was it Crown Jewel?
Yeah. Crown Jewel, yeah.
And I love when Bronson Reed said to Seth, "You just made your biggest mistake, boy. You just made the biggest mistake." Like, I can't wait to see these two go at it.
But what we need is a video to go viral of Bronson attacking Seth on the plane.
That would be good.
Or like at the airport in Riyadh.
Or tsunamis. On the plane starts swirling, going to turbulence.
The new plane ride from hell.
Yeah, no, that would be good. And they're handling Bronson. It's almost like, circa Braun Strowman 2017.
Yeah.
But, I feel like it's in better hands. And, it's just pure destruction. That's what he is. We don't need like him and Strowman in the ring cutting promos like at nauseum. Him or Rollins doing the same thing. It's on site.
It's on site. That's the word, Mekz.
It's on site.
It's on site.
Like pure chaos. And like you pointed out, James, anytime they have Raws that just have a through line throughout the whole show, it just makes for a better show.
Yeah. It's going to be wicked, and it's going to be a great match. And I think it's a really nice spot for Seth. Actually, coming back, it's something a bit different for him. It's somebody totally different for him to work with. It's putting over not a new name, but someone who Triple H wanted to elevate, and I think that's happened. I think the Braun Strowman thing really served a purpose. And then for him to move on to Seth, just to me makes perfect sense. Might be a one and done in Saudi, but I'm looking forward to the match.
And I think it's cool the way Seth has just toned it down a bit, even with the dressing and stuff. He's just a bit more serious with the whole thing. Yeah. So that's
and
nice.
He needed a shift.
Yeah,
he couldn't come back like he was before. Yeah. I want to talk about, just because this is a bit of a through line of this week's TV, the World Tag Team Number One Contenders Tournament. Number One Containers Tournament. The New Day defeated AOP to progress with a little help from R-Truth. After the match, the Final Testament attacked Truth, and this is a lovely bit. Xavier stopping Kofi from making the save.
Love it.
Kind of holding him back, going, no, we need to concentrate on us. We need to win this tournament. That's his mess.
Yeah.
Let him sort it out. I thought that was really nicely done. And then that brought out the Wyatt Six, who returned to attack the Final Testament. Holy SHIT chants from the crowd that were, I don't know if you noticed, completely piped in.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Because suddenly they just disappeared. It was like some kind of audio glitch.
No. I didn't notice that either.
I didn't know.
But what did you think of Wyatt Six coming back?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was genuine. I thought it was a genuine pop. So listen, the crowd. I was just gonna say the crowd's excited to see it, but then
I might be wrong.
You might be right too.
Yeah.
I think perfect opponents for Wyatt Six to have a little rivalry with at this moment of time, before you move on to any major pay-per-views, to kind of face Wyatt Six against a top faction or a top heel or face or whatever they want to put them against. So yeah, I think this is great for Final Testament. I think it kind of raises their profile a bit, and hopefully we get some fun in-ring action between the two factions.
I think you've hit the nail on the head in that from it, we know we're just going to get some fun in-ring action.
Yeah.
It was really because American Made. Sorry, American Alpha. American Made had a brilliant match with Wyatt Six on Raw, and it was just super fun. Crowd were into it.
Yeah.
And I can see Triple H and team just thinking, this is a great spot for the Wyatt Six. If we can put them in there with other teams and they just have great matches, maybe that's their role. Maybe it isn't these long overarching stories and it's all mysterious. Maybe it does just need to come down to that was a really fun segment of TV.
One thing when Uncle Howdy showed up to put the mandible claw, he tried to attempt to put the mandible claw on Miz, and then he was saved by Paul Ellering and he put the claw on. That was a pop, right? That was real, right? That sounded like a genuine excitement.
It was a pop. Listen, as I say, I might be wrong about that piped in chance, but they just seem to drop off very quickly. So that's what made me think it wasn't genuine. Yeah, who knows? I mean, I don't think we're going to get this incredible story we were all hoping for. We had so many discussions and debates about it.
We worked ourselves into a shoot, brother. That's what happened, man.
We really did.
We did.
We really did. What have you got? What were you going to say?
Nothing much. Well, I was going to mention the circle back to Liv and Raquel. Raquel Rodriguez next to Damage Control. How giant they looked. Did you notice that? They were tall.
Liv Morgan was towering over them. Yeah.
I was like, God damn.
And Liv Morgan is very short.
Yeah. Just on that last segment.
They'll be teaming with Jerry Lawler at Survivor Series.
Oh, God forbid.
That's a brilliant one. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's brilliant.
What were they called? Dink?
The Dink and there was the Crown's Court, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was against Dink and Doink, but Jerry Lawler had his little people as dressed up as kings. Remember?
Yeah, I do.
The Crown's Court versus Doink and
God.
Dink, and I can't remember now.
That's very funny.
That's a good one.
Thanks very much.
What were you going to say, Mekz?
You lot threw
So
me.
sorry, brother.
Final Testament,
Do we have to go back to them?
So this is my point. I actually think, like, I think there's something with Karrion Kross.
Yeah, me too.
I actually think they could use this guy and like elevate him.
James
but
just gave it up on him, but
Yeah.
I think he's all right.
Yeah, I think they just have to. I don't think Final Testament works. But Karrion Kross, this being this kind of parasite.
Are you only just realising that?
I gave it time, but yeah, I think they should separate Karrion Kross because I think there's something there. Like
Karrion Kross needs to be the WWE equivalent to Littlefoot from Game of Thrones. What's his name? Littlefoot?
I don't know. I've never
The
watched
one
Game
that
of Thrones.
stirred up all the trauma between the different, kings.
Yeah, I mean,
and queens.
carry on. I've never watched Game of Thrones.
That's what he needs to be.
Right, okay.
he
That analogy's totally lost on me.
he recently said in an interview that when he came back, they wanted him to repackage him as like a Ken Shamrock-esque MMA type gimmick, which he rejected.
Oh, really?
Glad he rejected that.
I think that might have worked for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's convincing enough.
This week on Raw, he goes into Triple H's office. About the Ken Shamrock thing, should we revisit that idea? I was too hasty before. Yeah. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee defeated American Made to progress in the tag team #1 containers tournament.
Where do you think this is going, guys?
I'll tell you what disappointed me. I mean, I love Rey Mysterio. I love Dragon Lee. I think they're a cool tag team. Talking about getting kids into wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fun tag team that you can attach yourself to. What's going on with American Made? That was my first thought. Yeah. Considering everything we talked about with Chad.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. I do feel American Made is in the plans for WWE. It just, at the moment, they're a part of a larger story involving the New Day in terms of the reason why they took the L against LWO. I do think American Made is going to have a prominent feature in Raw and start winning and start becoming champion. I think that is the plan.
I hope so.
I think they were only used for this to lose to LWO because it helps New Day advance further on.
Which is important for this story.
And New Day will reach the finals of the tag team titles because obviously in a couple of weeks, our man Big E's going to be back.
10-year
and
anniversary.
there's going to be some drama. And it's going to be important how they book how New Day wins next week. I remember a few weeks ago, they did a little storyline where Xavier took off Rey Mysterio's mask.
Yeah.
Accidentally. Now there's 2 masks. Maybe 2. Both masks are going to be coming off, boy.
Oh, yeah, boy.
And Kofi won't like that. So I just think, unfortunately, I agree with you. Do more American Made because you packaged them. You presented a new tag team. We were so excited about Chad, and we work ourselves into a shoot like we always do. But I definitely believe Triple H has some plans for these guys.
I mean, he'd be daft not
100%,
because they're an incredible gaggle of talents and made America great again. That needs to be their slogan. I will stand by that. Finally, Bron Breakker defeats Jey Uso.
Before we get to the main event, I've got a pet peeve about certain things.
Okay, go on.
Like Carlito, He had some weird lines this week on Raw.
Yeah.
He's in trouble for that.
He's in trouble, but they obviously fed him the line. It's not like
They said they didn't. If they did, they've completely thrown him under the bus and said we didn't tell him.
Oh,
to say
so he
that.
came up with that himself?
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely in trouble then.
Yeah.
Did you know what we're talking about?
Yeah, of course I do, yeah.
When he was in the room with Adam Pearson, Pierce, and he said when Kyrie Sane and Io Sky walked past, I think they were complaining with Adam Pearce, whatever, and he said, "Oh, I need to learn Chinese."
And they're not from China.
Yeah, they're Japanese. It's just not. I mean, I know you could always say he's supposed to be playing a doof, he's supposed to be a bit stupid and whatnot, but it's just not. It's just not good.
Deeply misjudged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what?
Apparently he's in a lot of trouble.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll
damn.
we'll see if he's on TV next week or anything. But yeah, maybe they.
I give a red slip to people who think they're cool.
Reds. Give a P45.
I give people 45 to people who think that they're cool.
The numbers are dwindling in the Judgment Day.
That was a poor judgment call.
Very good. Very good.
Okay. Let's talk about the main event.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about the main event. Bron Breakker defeats Jey Uso. So he was champion for 28 days to win his second Intercontinental Championship. Is it bad that, for me, the highlight of this very good match was Jacob Fatu and Bron Breakker having a face-off on the outside?
That was definitely
That was nice.
Is that a future WrestleMania main event?
It has to be.
I mean,
Yeah.
there is something so special about Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
But what is it about him?
It's X Factor.
Yeah,
Like,
and you can't explain it,
baby.
It's X Factor.
Just got it.
Like everything from even back on SmackDown when he was just, as he does, standing there adoring Solo, and then Jay chucked it at him. Then he turned to Jay like, "What?" Like his face just said it all. Like, who's this guy talking to me? Like, and then like you said, with coming in with Solo, jumping the barrier, face to face with Braun, eventually taking out Jay. Like.
In a wicked moment as well.
Yeah,
Jay running around the ring to spear Braun, but then he runs into a super kick from Jacob Fatu, who's kind of hiding next to the announce table.
Yeah. Then gives him a Samoan drop on the announce table, and yeah.
But do you think it's awkward within, Solo must know the noise around Jacob?
Oh, they all do.
Everybody knows what a star he is.
There was noise before he even showed up to WWE.
Yeah.
But to the point of what we were talking about a few weeks ago, do you think in a way it helps the Solo story because he's trying desperately to be this tribal chief? He's trying to be the head of the table, but actually in reality we all know he's not that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
it fits quite nicely, right?
Not to say that we all know where this is going, but they probably have to pivot their plans now because of what's happening with Jacob.
Do you think?
I think originally it was probably going to be a reunion with Sami Zayn, which still may happen in some ways. I think it might ultimately be Bloodline versus Bloodline, with Solo rejoining the Bloodline eventually. This is where it may end up, and Jacob being the original tribal chief of the new Bloodline.
You see, I would predict it would go another way because I think, like we were talking about Motor City Machine Guns only giving half of what they've got. We all know what incredible things they're capable of. Same with Jacob Fatu. I think he's not firing on all cylinders at the moment because they don't want him to.
Right.
I think I think when he starts showing what he's capable of, he's immediately a huge fan favorite, and people will cheer him. Even if he acts like a bad guy, people will love him.
Yeah,
people will absolutely love him. And so I think if anything, you want to see him on the good side.
For that exact reason,
you're referring
to
Jacob, right? Jacob, you talking about?
Yeah.
For that exact reason, don't forget, Jacob Fatu has not had a televised singles match yet.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
For that exact reason,
especially
amongst all the cries from the crowd and people saying, "Oh, don't like solo matches and stuff like that." The minute you give Jacob Fatu a singles match, it is over for Solo.
Okay,
it is done.
That's a very good point.
So they're just keeping him in tag matches, keeping him as this enforcer and stuff like that, because they knew before he came in. That's why they amped it up with Solo, because it's like, if we put this guy next to Solo, it's going to be a long day for Solo, sort of thing. And Solo, like I said, has done well to still maintain and play this I'm the tribal chief kind of stuff. But Jacob he's biting at the bit, man.
So you think he will join the original bloodline.
I mean, I'm not saying this
And
is
then The Rock-
imminent.
and The
I'm
Rock
not
will
saying
come in.
this is imminent at all, but I just think there is going to be a point where he has to be, and he will be, a huge fan favourite.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because people are...
Sorry.
Jacob.
Oh, yeah.
Because people are going to appreciate how brilliant he is.
Yeah.
Because he's got all the charisma, like his facials, the way he moves, the energy he brings, the aura. He's just got something really special.
Yeah.
Unidentifiable. So Bron Breakker wins the IC title, obviously with the help of the Bloodline, who take out Jey. Now, I'm sort of all for this because I think Jey is not someone who would benefit from a massively long, year-long title reign. And I actually think we're so used to long title reigns now, and I really appreciate them. But I think sometimes they can chop and change. I think it's a lovely balance. So then everything's not predictable. So I think it's fine for Jey because he proved he could get to the top of the mountain. Well, mid-card top of the mountain. So that sort of cements him as kind of main event Jey. We know he can do it on his own. He's got the thing with Roman coming up. He's now got additional beef with Wolfpack Bloodline because they've now cost him gold.
Yeah.
So that is going to push him closer to Roman. So I think it's all heading in the right direction.
It's fine. It's
great for Bron as well.
Yeah. Bron Breakker has done the thing that he's been doing since he showed up on the place, where he loses, goes back, recalibrates, and then comes back and then wins the title again. So I expect Bron to have like a proper run now. Jey Uso, he's a baby face. You've won the title now. How interesting is it going to be? And we needed to get him back into this Bloodline story. He now has motivation to do exactly that. Down the line somewhere, he probably has a match with Jacob Fatu.
Yeah,
I think that would be a good singles match.
Well, after the moment with him on SmackDown, which the fans went genuinely mad for, and then this super kick on Raw,
they have to do that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, potentially even, you talked about Jacob's first singles match, maybe Crown Jewel.
Yeah, that could be. That could be a good shout, to be fair.
All building up to War Games, the Survivor Series.
Yeah. Because he can have that beef with Jacob without wanting to go back to the Bloodline just yet, sort of thing.
But then when they attack him during that match
then he's
and
got
completely
more
beat him
motivation.
down, then that's good. That is exciting. Okay, so pretty positive weekend on TV.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say.
Definitely.
Shall I have some final thoughts?
Yeah, let's go for it.
You're well up for it.
I quite like these ones. I smell money, said Nick Aldis about a women's champion, Nia Jax, teaming up with women's speed champion Candice LeRae. Questions are now being asked about Aldis's brand management, mental competence, and quite rightly his sense of smell. Imagine if NWA champion Harley Race had faced WWF champion Bruno Sammartino, said Cody Rhodes, as he listed dream matches between equivalent champions. AWA champion Nick Brockwinkle versus Ric Flair. WCW champion Goldberg versus WWF champion Steve Austin. AEW champion Jon Moxley versus 24/7 champion Nikki Ash. Holy shit, chanted the fans as the Wyatt Six attacked the Final Testament. Well, they were half right. And finally, Triple H defiantly deflects accusations of racism by allowing Carlito to ad-lib his promos.
Yep.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of GP. Keep your emails coming in. hellou@wegp.co.uk. There will be news on the community forum, message group, chat group, whatever we're going to call it, coming soon. Me and Ben need to work on that. So yeah, keep your emails coming in. Give us a follow on social media at WEGP on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And boys, Skills, where can people find you?
You can follow me on all social media platforms under the @
Good.
You can follow me on all social media platforms under the avatar Skillit World, SKILLIT World.
Smooth as a baby's bum, that was. Mekz, where can people find you?
WrestleManiac UK on X, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
They can also find you vlogging in a spa with your wife.
Listen to Yokozuna music.
Lovely bookend. And you can follow me on Instagram at James Delo. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@WWEGP. And finally, it really helps us out if you can rate and review GP wherever you get your podcasts. Yes!
Hell yeah. Digby, yeah.
That was Digby's way of saying it better be 5 stars or don't bother. Thanks so much for listening. This has been a Starstruck Media production. We shall see you next week.
Gorilla position.
I'm a champion!